Have you ever wondered how we don't break the bank when we start a hobby like this with perfumery or fragrances? Well, when I started, one of the first things I did, and it was based on a TikTok recommendation, was seek out some of the inspired by fragrances. And one of the places I found is a little bespoke place that does, I believe, single batch replicas or inspired by fragrances and does them as ordered. So it may take a little while to get your first order. And when you first get it, it may smell very heavily alcohol, but I've had these for a while and now they smell very close to the originals for the two that I actually have originals for. So first two I got was a company called Andromeda, and I've got one for Yum Pistachio Gelato and one for Heavy Cream by Fleur. And both of these, of course, when I first started my fragrance journey, like a lot of people, I started in gourmands because you know those scents and they don't surprise you like labdanum or saffron. What does saffron smell like in a fragrance? Gourmands are an easy way to ease your way in, and this place did both of those for me. And then I also got a small one of Guidance. And I can't speak to whether or not the Guidance smells like Guidance because I have never had my nose on the real thing, but I do know that these two, Heavy Cream and Yum Pistachio Gelato inspired by fragrances, are both really good, and I still wear them pretty frequently. So I can't say enough nice things about Andromeda. They did a great job with the two fragrances that I know I've tried against. I haven't looked at the website recently, so I don't know if they're carrying any of the new releases, or inspired by the new releases. But that was a great place to start because it was definitely affordable. The next thing I did that was also quite affordable is I went to ScentSplit, and I believe ScentSplit, Micro Perfumes, Scentbird, all these places can send you samples. And so at Scentbird I got Bohemian Lime, which is very popular, and Pas Ce Soir. And this is I guess a 10 milliliter, and this is a 5 milliliter. And they also do 2 and 1 milliliter. So if you get a very expensive perfume, I think I got some Tom Fords at some point because they were so expensive. I got the 1 milliliter, which come in a little dabber bottle, but everything else comes in sprays. So they're real nice, good travel size with the 10 mLs, nice solid bottles. They come in a pretty little box with packing material in them. So I was really happy with the ScentSplit orders. I also know that some of the other ones, like Twisted Lily, I've heard other reviewers say that those scents come in all in dabber bottles. So it depends on what you are used to doing. A lot of people like to put the thin side of the dabber paper into the bottle, which I understand is the right way to do it because when you spray a lot of samples, the room begins to smell very aromatic and difficult to tell one scent from the other. So the dabber method is actually a good method. So I'm not trying to say don't get Twisted Lily. I understand it's a great place. It's just that I wear these one at a time, one day at a time, and test them on skin. So I prefer the bottles that you can spray. And then the other place where I got samples, and I've shown them a couple of times in my videos, is Max Aroma. And Max Aromas are a little more expensive because they send almost all of their 5 mLs in these travel tubes. And the travel tubes are great because you can actually remove the bottle, you can screw off the top of the bottle, so you can refill them or fill them with something else when you finish what's in the original one you get. The only problem is if you buy a lot of them, and they have a lot of good deals. If you buy 8, you get 40% off of all of them, is that you end up with a ton of these travel bottles. So if I had one thing to ask of Max Aroma is, could you sell more of the glass bottles directly so that we can put them in some of the carriers that we own? So those are 3 places where I went in the very beginning to get things to try. Since then, I also had a referral to a place called Lone Star Decants. And this place I'm so excited about, and this is what inspired the video today, because I just got 2 decants from them yesterday. And I haven't tried either one yet because I still have some things in front of them in line to try. And since I do a fragrance a day and I do it on skin, it's going to take me a while to get to these two. But I'm so excited. I got Hamdao from Diptyque, and I got Venus from Argo. And one of the things that's great about Lone Star Decants is that the businessman who runs this puts these great little stickers on them. They're really well made, really well packaged. I'm super excited. Can't smell them from the sprayer yet because I haven't actually even sprayed them in the air, but this is great. This is a great way to buy a fragrance that you only want 10 milliliters of and don't want to invest in the whole bottle, or just want to try and maybe buy the whole bottle later. So there's some fertile options for you. There are some ways you can start. There are a ton of other inspired by houses. There's Okja, there's Dua, alt fragrances. So there's a lot of places you can go and get fragrances that smell like the originals. I just really liked Andromeda because she creates these individually, and they really seem to be created with love. And she's a small business owner, and I like to support that. So take that information, do what you will with it, and enjoy your hobby.